nuts with Ascendancy does not guarantee a win, which it often does, because Joey can go way over the top. He can go actual infinite, whereas Tom's deck can only generate a lot of stuff.
And Joey has been one of the people who's the talk of this tournament. Fabiano, of course, in first place. He's having a great tournament with his Sultai deck. But Joey Page, arguably the talk of the tournament thus far with his Teamer Ascendancy combo deck. Feature match against Brad Nelson yesterday. Very impressive in getting the job done there. He has picked up a couple of losses since then. But his Teamer Ascendancy combo deck has brought in quite a few followers on the tournament floor here in DC.
Still got a shot at top 8 here.
Page going to sacrifice his Wooded Foothills. Yavimaya Coast. Those are the lands. There's the acceleration Sylvan Carry added.
And Tom is really light on meaningful interaction game 1. I mean, Joey's deck is a little less consistent than Tom's. He might be missing pieces, and Tom can win that way. But in terms of Tom being able to disrupt Joey's best draws, he doesn't have a lot going on in game 1.
It's just going to be a race, kind of.
Yep.
Flooded Strand there from Ross. There's nothing we can say about Tom Ross that you guys don't already know. Back-to-back invitational champion among many other things that he has put together in his career. He's headed to the Pro Tour in 2 weeks, Pro Tour Fate Reforged as well. A goal he's been working towards quite a bit. Going to be watching to see how he performs there and see if he can put some more wins together and make the top 8 here.
And it goes without saying that we are all hoping that Tom has a long and permanent, honestly, return to the Pro Tour.
Yep. It is Raise the Alarm. 2 tokens there for the boss. You saw Page miss a land drop. That's the issue here for Joey this game. A couple copies of Teamer Sabretooth in his hand, however. Looks like a Genesis Hydra over there as well. Ross going to deploy a Battlefield Forge. Tackle both those tokens. One predictably blocked. One will get through. And we'll also deploy a Jeskai Ascendancy. So it's very clear what the boss is up to here. His Voyaging Satyr is going to come off the top here for Page, and he'll pass the turn back.
Well, the problem is that this Ascendancy speeds up Tom's kill dramatically. Also means that blocking with the Caryatid is likely off the table.
Yeah.
Because Tom can pump with a couple spells. Joey needs that Caryatid to survive to get to his 4-mana plays.
Jeskai Ascendancy, not the talk of this particular tournament. It's been Teamer Ascendancy that people have been interested in. And Page is a big reason for that, as Ross does deploy an island and attack with both of those soldier tokens. It's funny to say that Tom has been flying under the radar, as that's a tough thing for a player like him to do. But that has certainly been the case thus far.
Well, we have a lot of great players playing in this event, and frankly, a 9-3 record doesn't really stand out. We got a lot of 9-3s right now.
Yeah, it's really true. See, Lightning Strike's going to take care of the Voyaging Satyr. Tom's going to draw and discard from the Ascendancy a Monastery Mentor. Or Raise the Alarm here as well. So he's having an absolute blast now. Some more soldier tokens in play. He's built up a very, very nice board, gotten some damage across. And now we're going to head back Page's way. Page finally drawing a land, however.
I don't think Joey's going to get to untap here.
I would be surprised if he does. Iolana Blossoms to play. Only one blocker back on defense. Jeskai Ascendancy can be very difficult to beat if it stays in play for multiple turns.
Yeah, Joey just stumbled a little bit here, and even if he hit his land drops, it didn't seem like his hand amounted to all that much. And Tom's had a very good draw here.
His deck's certainly capable of some explosive starts, but this was not one of them. Tom, the more explosive of the two, and now he's trying to figure out a way to wrap this game up on this turn if he can.
Okay, modern competitors. Welcome to round 3. You have 50 minutes. You may begin.
Boss taking a long look at things here. Wants to get this game over with now if he can. Stoke the Flames in his hand among other options. Looks like a copy of Jeskai Ascendancy as well.
Well, if he has a copy of a mountain in his hand, it feels like he can play the Ascendancy, Stoke. I think there's multiple paths to a kill this turn.
Yeah, unable. A mountain, I think, a mountain will allow him to play the Ascendancy, but not be able to stoke in the same turn because the Convoke creatures are all white.
Well, he had 3 red sources of mana.
3 red sources, yes, but he has 2 islands in play. That's the problem.
Okay, sure.
So he wouldn't be able to do all of that stuff in the same turn, but just one stoke is going to get the job done there from Joey, as Joey's going to concede the game very quickly, knowing that he's basically out of this game. Can't make a comeback. So Tom Ross is going to win game number 1 there over Joey Page. Jeskai tokens up a game over Teamer Ascendancy combo. I know everyone wants to see more from Team Ascendancy and what it can put together, though his sideboard rather straightforward with 3 Nellius Disciples, 3 Nissa World Wakers, 3 Kiora the Crashing Wave, 2 Reclamation Sage, 2 Setessan Tactics, and 2 copies of Hunt the Hunter. Nothing here all that exciting, it feels like, against Jeskai tokens.
I like the Setessan Tactics just fine.
Okay.
And besides that, I'm not really that into his sideboard. The Nylea's Disciples, they're going to be good against some amount of Tom's non-Ascendancy draws. But the games where Tom has Ascendancy, it's trivial for him to power through that. I think the 2 Reclamation Sages will probably come in as well to give Joey a little bit more play against Ascendancy itself.
On the other side of things, what does the boss have outside of a lot of one-ofs?
A Citadel Siege, a Master of the Unseen, a Dig Through Time, a Disdainful Stroke, 3 Negates, an Anger of the Gods, and a Race, an Elspeth Sun's Champion, a Burn Away, a Scour the Sands, a Glare of Heresy 2, and Hostilities. I think that Tom can kind of convert into a control deck here, bring in the sweepers, some of the counter spells as well, and some more card drawing.
Pretty straightforward stuff. I mean, for Paige, he's just got to ramp and really just do his thing, which clearly he did not do last game. For Tom, I think it's kind of a game of interaction. Don't let Joey do what he does, but also try to kill pretty quickly, as we saw in the last game.
Yeah. I mean, that's got to be Tom's game plan here. He's a little bit more consistent. He needs to just jump out in front and use a couple pieces of disruption to keep Joey off of his thing, or just kill Joey before he can get his shop set up, which is what you saw in game number 1.
These Ascendancies, we didn't know how good they were going to be in Constructed. A lot of people actually predicted they'd be pretty good in Commander, honestly, but they're making an impact across multiple formats. You speak of Commander, you think of Benny Smith.
Yeah, one of the format stalwarts, someone who's been writing about this format since its inception, honestly, is here with the unofficial guide, the Complete Commander, available now, updated for 2014 in PDF form. StarCityGames.com/Complete Commander to order your copy today.
Man has been playing Commander forever.
Yes.
Been writing for Star City Games since I was a child.
Yeah, he was, I mean, when I first started reading the website before I even wrote anything, he was one of the writers.
Yeah.
He goes all the way back.
He's still there plugging along. He loves himself Commander. And you can find out more about that great format, which has actually evolved quite a bit, too. Now there's this brand new take on Commander called Tiny Leaders as well. I imagine Benny's been working on those decks, too. You can find out more about Complete Commander at Star City Games today.
I'm not familiar with this new format.
Yeah, it's, the Commanders are 3 mana or less. That's the rule. And they're also 50-card decks, I believe, instead of 100-card decks. It's different. It has its kind of own sub-home. Yeah,
okay.
All cards, 3 mana or less.
Takes a little bit of the sting out of Soul Rig, which is nice.
I suppose that's true, actually. Yeah. I believe Soul Ring may be banned in that format.
Sure.
I wouldn't call myself a Tiny Leaders master at this point.
No, but this format's certainly more attractive to me than, say, actual Commander.
Fair.
So I might mix it up.
Very small leaders. Alicia, who smiles at death. A nice printing.
Yeah.
For that. See, I like when, cards get printed and it's like, okay, this card.
Oh, I can finally. The Commander deck I was working on was Zozu the Punisher.
Yeah.
So perfect.
Yeah.
Just slot him right on.
Now
there.
I can actually play a better Commander.
What costs 3 mana? Let me think about it. Molten Rain, Stone Rain, Pillage.
I don't know what kind of Commander you're playing, buddy. You're the jerk.
Does Boom Bust count? What's the ruling on split cards and mana costs?
Would have to ask.
Have to consult the judges here.
Yeah. They know.
Raise is 1 mana?
That's my kind of card right there. That was a card I was playing when I was a kid. I was raising people because I wanted to have no fun at an early age.
There's a creature enchantment from Saga. I can't remember. I think it's Destructive Urge. I can't remember it's 3 or 4.
Oh, you're right.
It's one of the most horrendous designs of all time.
I believe a 4-mana spell. I can see it in my head at this point.
All right, never mind. That's disappointing then.
If we have it available, we will take a look.
How does Kicker work?
Another great question.
What's the Kicker Goblin from Zendikar? The 3 mana, but you can kick it for 1 to...
The Rune Blaster.
The Rune Blaster? Because you can't play Ravenous Baboons. Too much mana. But depending on how the ruling works with Kicker, you can get that bad boy in there too.
I like it. We're really getting you into this.
Yeah. Ankh of Mishra?
Yeah. What is with you and the land destruction?
Well, fun is zero-sum.
Did you enjoy the Blue-Red Magnivore deck back in the day?
I never played it.
Because full disclosure, I loved it.
The deck that I built was very good against it, so I was pretty happy with it.
A zoo deck, probably?
Yeah. Some Kurt Apes.
Yep. That'll get the job done. Looks like Joey's going to take a mulligan here. Tom will do the same. Does not like what he was looking at.
I gotta think of all the Stone Rains. There's so many. Ice Storm, if you want to splash green.
Thermokarst.
Thermokarst, yep. That one's pretty good.
I got you. Destructive Urge.
Fallow Earth, very good with Zozu the Punisher because they have to replay it.
That's true.
It's like you build your own plow under, kind of.
Then you can Eternal Witness that back. That's a 3-mana spell. Then Fallow Earth them again.
Right. I think I'm going to wet my palate on this format a little bit.
Thinking
about all the stone range you can play with. Zozu the Punisher.
I hope while you're Stone Raining someone just plays a Jackal Pup against you and beats your brains in.
It would be fitting.
Yeah, that's what I hope that happens.
It would be fitting.
No, I can't.
There's a lot to go over.
Here's a big
I'm
question.
really lost in my own head
Here's
right
a big
now.
question. How do X spells work in that format? Example, Tectonic Break. Can I only
That blows up a lot of lands.
Can I only break for 1?
Don't know. I mean, it's the same question as the kicker question.
Absolutely.
I don't know. I'll have to get the DCI on the case.
That's the Duelist.
Convocation International.
Okay,
Look it up.
thank you. Joey's going to push himself up to 21 with his Swiftwater Cliffs.
I remember when I got my Duelist Convocation membership as a child, I believe my reaction was, what?
Yeah. Dude, you're a member.
But I'm still a member.
You're a member of the group. A Temple of Triumph here for Tom. Page going to play Yavimaya Ghost. No mana acceleration here just yet. This deck is capable of some very explosive things. We'll see if he can put them together as Ross just plays a mountain and passes the turn back. A forest will come off of the top, and there is a Courser of Krufix. Forest will be the top card of the deck from the Courser.
And you can see Tom has already gone to the conversion here. He has End Hostilities in hand. I think he's shaping up to play a control game here.
I'm being informed the rules are very serious about Tiny Leaders. Kicker doesn't count.
Sweet, Room Blaster's live.
Yep. Split cards have to have total cost.
Boom Bust is off the table. That's
off
a bummer.
the table. If both halves have a converted mana cost of 3 or less, you're
Also,
good.
Pain Suffering is another stone range split card. There's 2 of them. That one also doesn't work.
Nice, that card knowledge, vast. It's very impressive.
So you discard a card, you blow up a land. So if they have lands, you make them discard the spell, and if they have lands, you just blow them up. I mean, you get them either way. Squeeze.
Erase will take care of the Courser. Here's an attack for 2. A Forest will come and play for Page, and all you can do is pass the turn back. Singing Bellstrike among the cards he has in hand, also Reclamation Sage, but his hand has not come together very well at all during this match.
Some doozies in there.
Here's an attack for 2. The boss will put Page down to 16. And there's a copy of Wardling Outburst. That's good to go as well. 3 Goblin tokens on the way.
I like this kind of line of play from Ross. I think he can pretty comfortably assume that there's just issues with Joey's hand a lot of the time. He has a lot of moving parts, and if Joey's not doing anything, maybe he's sandbagging some sort of sweeper, maybe he has some big plan, but most likely he's just got a hand of things he either can't or doesn't want to deploy.
Time for us to untap. Page of Justice Sylvan Carry added. Elspeth the draw. Here come all the tokens. Caryata will block 1, 4 damage will come through. And the boss will pass the turn back as Page will draw. There's a Mana Confluence. This is another copy of Sylvan Caryatid, and he'll pass the turn back. Singing Bellstrike, Reclamation Sage, the cards left over.
I think we may be hitting the end of the line here for Joey's top 8 run.
Yeah. There are the blocks. 3 damage will come through. Page will play a Voyaging Satyr. He's at the mercy of the top of his deck at this point. He needs it to cooperate in a big way. A card like Genesis Hydra is one that might be able to get him back in the game, as now he'll deploy the Singing Bellstrike on a token.
The last refuge of the damned. The Singing Bellstrike on the Goblin token.
There's a Stoke the Flames. Gonna go upstairs. The boss will untap, picks up a copy of Jeskai Ascendancy for the turn. There's Lightning Strike to get Voyaging Satyr out of the way. That'll clear the road for some of these tokens. Page will draw. No, he doesn't want to cast Reclamation Sage. But he may have to. Let's take a look at this. It's a Hydra.
Okay, it's Something.
That's better than nothing. 2, 3, and 4. The Acolyte is in. Pass that turn back over to the boss here in just a moment.
I mean, it's 4 blockers against 4 creatures.
Yeah. Wild Slash the draw.
I believe Joey's at 2.
I believe
so
that's
a bummer.
true. The new take on Shock will get the job done. Tom Ross will win this match here over Joey Page, 2-0. Jeskai Tokens will take care of Teamer Ascendancy combo. An unfortunate end to Joey's top 8 contention, as we didn't get to see his deck really do what it's been capable of doing, and it's likely done 9 times this weekend.
Well, the token deck is, the Jeskai token deck is just ruthless. And post board, Tom gets to the sideboard into counter spells and cards like End Hostilities. I think it's just a very tough mixture for Joey to get through.
Congratulations to Tom Ross, number 8 on our Season 1 leaderboard, looking to go back to the Players' Championship and